A cut, a nick, or even an abrasion in the foot of a diabetic may quickly become infected and develop gangrene. When this happens, the only solution may be to amputate. 200,000 diabetic feet are amputated each year in India, and a diabetes-related amputation is performed once every 20 seconds somewhere in the world. Votis helps diabetics keep their feet. We do this by screening for peripheral vascular disease and infection, and helping the healthcare provider to diagnose and monitor their scope and severity. We gather information entirely non-invasively. We transmit the captured information via the cloud to remote servers for analysis and classification according to objective, standardized criteria. We automatically create a dynamic 3D model of tissues and arteries in the foot. After analysis, the processed information is transmitted back into the patient's electronic medical records. Access to this information can significantly reduce amputation rates by enabling healthcare providers to utilize a range of less drastic treatment options that may not be available if the disease progresses. These options include encouraging the patient to wear special shoes and stop smoking, prescribing certain medications, and performing angioplasty or vascular surgery. Identifying foot pathology early enables disease modification and alters outcome, saving diabetics' feet. Votis is lightweight, portable, and inexpensive. It's radiation-free and does not require use of contrast agents. As a digital health system, it transmits data over the cloud and uses heuristics and deep learning for data analysis. This prototype was built as a single unit, including the data intake component, the computer where the collected data is analyzed, and the graphical user interface. In the prototype, data is collected in this box. In the commercial product, the hardware will be reduced to a boot-like element, a single piece of non-capital equipment used only to gather data. This boot-like element eliminates all ambient light. During the procedure, the patient places his or her foot into an impermeable, sterile, single-use disposable sheath and gently rests it on a thick piece of glass for a 5-minute procedure. The foot is encircled by photodiodes and photodetectors that transmit infrared and near-infrared light into the foot sequentially and at specific frequencies. For this demonstration video, the prototype device was filmed in open light. The collected data is sent over the cloud to remote, HIPAA-compliant Amazon servers for analysis by artificial intelligence machine learning. By measuring scattering and absorption of the light, Votis calculates oxyhemoglobin and deoxyhemoglobin content and uses this information to assess the condition of the foot. Here we see reconstructed three-dimensional maps of the foot generated by Votis. One of these maps shows a normal foot, and the other shows a foot with signs of peripheral vascular disease. The difference in the blood flow in the arteries of the foot is stark. Votis is designed to be inexpensive and suitable for use in lower and middle-income countries, as well as upper, middle, and high-income areas. Tests will be billed per use on a software-as-a-service basis. Votis is suitable for use by trained technicians in a hospital or the office of a primary care physician, in a mobile clinic, at home or in a retirement community or nursing home, and in specialized diabetes or wound care medical centers. The Votis technology was developed at Columbia University in New York City. 4 patents already have been issued, and 6 other patent applications are pending. All of the intellectual properties being licensed to Votis by Columbia University on an exclusive worldwide basis, and Professor Andreas Hielscher of Columbia, who invented the technology, continues to advise the company on its development. The Votis device was developed with a generous support of $3 million in grant funding from the U.S. National Institutes of Health and others. Prototypes already have been tested successfully on more than 100 patients. India is the focus of our LMIC strategy in light of the huge number of diabetes sufferers here, the number of diabetes-related amputations that take place, and the government's embrace of high-tech digital healthcare solutions that can benefit the entire Indian community. Votis is considering the most efficient means to reach the Indian population. As part of this process, we're exploring a collaboration with Virinchi Hospitals in Hyderabad and CarePort, a program of the Peter Sheehan Diabetes Care Foundation in New York. This program is intended to help manage diabetes and other chronic diseases through shared information, decision-making, and accountability. In addition, Votis has been invited by Dr. Sharad Penzi and Dr. Srinivas Seshabharata, among others, to conduct a clinical study in India to measure its ability to identify infection in the feet of diabetic patients. Votis plans to use results of this study to refine the system as necessary. With funding in hand, we hope to introduce Votis into the Indian market by early 2019, as requested by Apollo Hospitals. Dr. Penzi is chairing a national-level diabetic foot program in June in Chennai and Mumbai, and Dr. Seshabharata of the Apollo Sugar Clinics is the organizing secretary of DFSICON, the annual Congress of the Diabetic Foot Society of India, scheduled for August in Hyderabad. Both doctors have invited Votis to participate in their conferences. Votis plans to establish its regional headquarters in India, home of nearly 73 million diabetics, and to use India as a launching pad to enable us to sell and service Votis in the South Pacific, Middle East, and Southeast Asia regions of the world. Votis is a breakthrough technology. It represents a new standard of excellence in screening, diagnosing, and monitoring disease in the diabetic foot. Early diagnosis saves feet. And with Votis, the healthcare provider is able to help diabetics keep their feet and save money, limbs, and lives.